Hello everybody, this is Kathy Moyer and this is a tutorial on Colorado Shines at a level 3 to 5 specific to home providers. So I wanted to give you a little background. There's already a video on level 2 and what that looks like for home providers. This is the supplement to that at a level 3 to 5. So if you go to the Colorado Shines website, without even having to log in, this is the home page here. And then if you go to For Programs here in the middle, and then Program Resources, and scroll down, there is a Colorado Shines Program Guide and a Colorado Shines Point Structure Guide. So the Program Guide looks like this. This is the home page. And if you scroll down to page 9, on page 9, it discusses the different levels in Colorado Shines. So at the top of page 9, it talks about levels 1 and 2. That's covered in another video. And on the bottom half, it talks about Colorado Shines levels 3 to 5. So levels 3 to 5 requires quite a bit more work than level 2 does. It's really the heart of truly high quality childcare. And definitely worth pursuing if you feel that you are offering a high quality program. So at a level 3 to 5, the program looks at several different areas. It looks at your workforce, which is you as a home provider, and staff if you had an assistant that worked with you, and your professional development. It looks at family partnerships, your leadership, management, and administration practices, your learning environment, and your child health practices. In addition to these, and this is items that you are going to be submitting documentation for to Colorado Shines, and then in addition to that is an ERS rating. And the ERS rating for family child care uses the Fickers tool, and I can pull up that book so that you can see what it looks like. So this is what the Fickers tool looks like. It's a green book here, and it just says Family Child Care. It's the environmental rating scale in the revised edition. So this is a book that you can purchase through Amazon, through any bookseller, essentially. And then that gives you those guidelines of what that rating would look like. That rating is provided through Qualistar. And to reach a level 3 in Colorado Shines, your classroom score has to be a 3.75 or higher. For a level 4, your classroom score has to be a 4.75 or higher, and at a 5, it has to be a 5.75 or higher. So it's two parts really to a level 3 to 5 rating. It's the documentation piece, and then it's also your ERS scores. So if we go back to these resources here on the Colorado Shines webpage, and we go to the Colorado Shines Point Structure Guide, I already have it pulled up and queued to the home provider section. So the home provider framework is Appendix 2, and it's essentially on page 27 of the document. And this gives you a little bit more guidance when we are talking about qualifications and professional development. It's looking at your family child care qualifications as well as your ongoing professional development. It looks at family partnerships, items such as home language, sensitivity to diversity, your planning for transitions, the engagements of families, and the engagement with the community. For leadership management and admin, it looks at things like program evaluation. Are you doing regular evaluations of your program and then planning to make improvements on a continual basis? Your professional conduct and business administration practices. And then learning environment is two parts. It's looking at your curriculum, your adult to child ratio, as well as group size, your observational assessments of programs. So things like, are you doing assessments for your children and planning curriculum according to those assessments? And then also child assessments. And then this piece also includes your ERS score using that FICRS tool. And then child health. This is helpful. It just says it looks at child health. So we'll go through what those look like. And then you also have an option to earn some optional points. You can earn optional points for having a teacher that speaks the family's home language, by having additional professional staff or contracts for staff, having professional leadership, such as participating in a child care association in a leadership role or your early childhood council, and then having a class assessment, which is a tool that looks at teacher interactions with students. So there is this lovely chart that gives you the minimum scores and what those minimum scores have to be for a level 3, 4, and 5. So I don't find this document as helpful as this document that we as coaches use, and I am more than happy to send this to you. This is not a secret document. It certainly is available to the public. And this is the document that kind of gives you a little bit more information, and you can use it as a self-assessment to score yourself. So this is specific for family child care. It looks at your early childhood credential level. You earn different points depending on that. It looks at if you've completed the self-assessment of the early childhood competencies on PDIS, and if you've made a PD plan, so a professional development plan. It looks at giving you points if you've received coaching, and at a level 2, you should have received coaching from your early childhood council, and so you actually earn points for having that coaching. So that is nice. And then the next category is family partnerships. It looks at things like, do you have policies around providing families with materials or resources if they need them for mental health, for child nutrition, for food banks, or child find if you have a suspicion that the child has a delay, or medical and dental resources. Perhaps the family is looking for a new dentist or doesn't know what age they should take their children to the dentist for the first time. All of those fun things. It looks at, do you offer opportunities for families to get to know each other? So do you plan events like a Christmas party or a summer barbecue? Do you have policies about transitions? So helping children transition from home to childcare as well as childcare to kindergarten. You earn points if you have policies around those. So this document continues to go through each one of those categories. So I'm certainly not going to go through the whole thing. It's like 20 pages long. Leadership admin stuff looks at, do you have a quality improvement plan? And you should, because you needed that at a level 2. So that's nice. You should automatically get those points. Do you have a code of ethics? Do you have a business plan? And then do you have an annual budget with quarterly income and expense statements? So I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but you don't need to earn every single point in this point structure guide. You choose which points you want to earn. It may be something that you're not currently doing, but you want to start doing. If that were the case, then you would add it here where it says add to QIP, that's your quality improvement plan. And then it has space for you to make notes like, oh, I need to write this policy, or this is something that I want to start doing. And that way you sort of have this document to help kind of make a plan for where you want to be in Colorado Shines at a level 3 to 5. So then if you get to the bottom of the document, it again gives you this lovely chart that walks you through. So then you can score yourself and put in your points here in this last page and then see where that falls in the levels to see what level you could possibly reach based on your documentation. So I am happy to send this document out. I will also see if we can add it to our website that you would have access to it as well. But that can be a really helpful document, or you can look through this point structure guide on the Colorado Shines resources here. So I'm going to go ahead and close these. This kind of gives you a nice just kind of overview of what's in those categories, but that document that we were looking at earlier is in much more detail. So the other question I hear from people is, how do I apply if I want to do a level 3 to 5? And it's by far the easiest piece. So here's the Colorado Shines website. You would log into your account. And I pulled up an account just to show as an example. So here is the account once you've logged in. This is someone's account. And on this home page right here, you would simply scroll down right here and it says submit for an L3, L5 rating. That's level 3 to 5. And all you have to do is click on this button and you have officially applied to have a level 3 to 5 rating. So what happens next is that you click that button. It notifies the state that you're interested in doing a rating. I highly recommend before clicking that button that you are in contact with your early childhood counsel as well as a coach, because that coach can really help you prepare for this process. I don't know anyone that's actually gone through this process without a coach. I can't imagine how hard that would be. We as coaches are trained to help support you in every aspect of this rating, and that's our job. That's what we get paid for. So utilize those services, and I would strongly encourage you to be in contact with your early childhood counsel and or coach before you submit that button to submit for a rating. Once you submit for a rating, depending on where you're at in the month and in the monthly calendar, you will essentially usually have a rating in 2 to 3 months from when you submit. So let's say you submit at the 1st of October, you could potentially have a rating in the month of December and or January. So what that looks like once you've submitted is you submit the button. They will then notify you 30 days before your rating that your rating month is coming up. So let's say you submit in October on October 1st, and they're able to get you into the schedule for December. So on November 1, they would send you an email that said, hey, we got your application and you're going to have a rating in December. So then you would have the month of November to start working on that documentation uploading through Colorado Shines website, and they would give you all of the instructions to do that, as well as your coach can walk you through all of that. So you would start uploading all of your documentation. You would have the month of November and December to get that documentation uploaded. And I know that sounds like a lot of time, but trust me, it's never enough time. The other piece of a level 3 to 5 rating then beyond your documentation is that there is a survey that Qualistar will send you a link to, and you have to have your families fill out that survey. And it's Colorado Shines' way of documenting that your families agree that you're really doing the things that you say you're doing. So your families need to fill out that survey. Again, they would have the month before your rating as well as the month of your rating. So in our example, November and December. And then the raters would show up unannounced sometime in the month of your rating. So if the month of the rating is December, they would show up sometime in December. You do have the option to give Colorado Shines 5 days for the month that you do not want to have a rating. So if you needed blackout dates because you were closed or because you were having a holiday party that day, excuse me, then you could black out up to 5 days for the month. So some programs take advantage of that. Some programs say it doesn't matter. You can come anytime. So then those raters would come for the rating. They typically arrive in the morning, and then they stay until usually after lunch, right before nap-ish time. Sometimes they'll stay until they see that you're getting the kids ready for nap. Other times they may just ask you about your nap procedures and then just go ahead and leave. And then the rest of the rating works so that if your rating month was in December, your documentation window closes at the end of December. Colorado Shines takes the month of January to process all of the information and go through all of your documentation and to score your classroom ratings. And then on February 1st, you would receive your rating by email. So they would email you some information about your link. They would say it's up on your Colorado Shines page. You would log into your Colorado Shines page, and on that page would have all of the information about your rating. So that's the process of a level 3 to 5 rating in a nutshell. It's a lot of details that we're not going to get into in this video because really that's something that you want to partner with your coach about. But your coach really is there to help support you in room arrangement and having the right materials and getting all of that documentation put together. They will help you decide if the documentation that you have is what Colorado Shines is looking for, or if you need to create some new documents to submit to Colorado Shines. They'll help you with your policies and your procedures. We can provide sample wording around a lot of those that it asks for. So it might not be something that you have in your policies right now, but it might be something that you want to add. If it's something that you want to add, we certainly can do that and help provide some sample wording around that. So if you have any questions, I strongly urge you to contact your early childhood counsel and or coach, and they can help you through this process. If you are having difficulty getting some answers, I am absolutely willing to help people out. If you want to reach out to me by email, you can reach me at Cathy, C-A-T-H-Y, at broomfieldecc.org. So Broomfield Early Childhood Counsel, the ECC stands for Early Childhood Counsel. And I would be happy to provide that for you. If you are not a member of our Facebook group and you're on Facebook, we also, I have set up a Facebook group specifically for home providers that are interested in a level 3 to 5. So the program is called Colorado Shines for Family Child Care Providers. So you can actually do a search here in the search bar at the top of Facebook for Colorado Shines for Family Child Care Providers. It will pull this page up and you would request to join. So I do have to approve you for you to join this group. But it has been very helpful to providers. They can ask questions. We have several coaches that are helping answer questions. We even have some people on the Facebook page that are at the state level that can help answer questions. And then it also has this Files tab, and I have put a ton of documents on this Files tab that help you through the process of a level 3 to 5 rating. So parent-teacher conference forms and when to wash hands and posters on proper hand washing techniques and sample wording for for policies and procedures and sample lesson plans and all kinds of stuff that will be helpful to you if you were going to do a level 3 to 5 rating. So just know that that is also available to you as a support. And if you need additional help, you can certainly reach out to your counsel or email me at Kathy@broomfieldecc.org. I hope this was helpful.